All right, hi everyone. Welcome to the Library Board of Trustees meeting. Tonight is Thursday, October 10th, 6:30 p.m. Let's start with correspondence. Let's see. Public comment. Emily, would you like to talk about the Girl Scout project?
Sure.
Okay.
So for those who don't know me, I'm Holly Cristione. I am a leader for 7th grade Girl Scout troop, and this is my 6th year as their leader. So some of you may know with Boy Scouts, they have their Eagle Scout Award, and Girl Scouts has higher awards as well. The gold being an award that they work on in high school, and then the silver award in middle school, and bronze in 4th and 5th grade. Before they can go forward with one of these projects, they need to do what's called a journey, and that consists of a few badges in some sort of theme, and then a take action project. So we were hoping to do a take action project for the library, and then some of my girls may go ahead and figure out a silver award. Some of them did their bronze when they were still in elementary school. So what differentiates a take action project from something like community service is that it's sustainable. So the example we always give the girls is, you could pick up trash in the park, and that's more of a community service, and a take action project is something that is going to continue. So they could talk to town about putting in trash receptacles and getting trash pickup, and that would be something that's sustainable. So the girls are typically encouraged to think of places around the community that they could help out in, especially places that they use a lot, and we use the library a lot for our meetings. And some of my girls had actually done some events with Katrina's troop when they were doing their silver award, talking about pollinators. And now we have the native flowers here. And so their thought was building and installing bee watering stations, which they would take a flower pot, turn it upside down, and use the saucer as like the bowl, essentially, with some rocks in there for the bees to land on, and then they would have bees and butterflies, any pollinators would have a drinking source. They also asked about putting up a sign or have a flyer that they could make a QR code that leads to how to make a native flower garden, and how to make a dewatering station to help our pollinators. So we were looking for approval from the trustees to purchase the items that we need. We'll fund this whole project with our cookie sales. And then we're hoping to make 2 of them and install them. Can't really see anymore. But right off the balcony here, there's a tree, and there's some cleared ground around it. So that was one of the places that they were looking at, because they wouldn't disturb any of the flowers and other plants that are around when they were trying to put it in. And then potentially putting a second one up towards the top by the parking lot, just depending on where there's space, where we would do very minimal damage to anything.
I don't. First, we'll go with questions. I'm not sure. Do we need to vote to approve anything, or I'm not sure that maybe I'm not sure it's like a voting thing.
I think.
Yeah, I think it's
Sam
fine.
has,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I just want you to show the trustees.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a great idea and a great opportunity for the troop, that the QR code is a great idea for education.
Do you rely on actual water, or do the kids come and fill the water?
I could ask them to come and water. I don't know how
during droughts kind of
often.
thing.
Yeah, definitely. And we can even get the other Girl Scouts involved. I think the primary will be when it rains, just because we tend to, well, except for this summer where we didn't really get a lot of rain. We usually do have enough where they would stay.
Have you done this
More or less.
before, or have you seen this done in other?
No, we've seen it online, and that piqued our interest, but we haven't actually seen it in action.
Is the standing water an issue for mosquitoes or?
I think it's so minimal, it's just a
Right.
saucer of a
So,
flower pot.
Yeah, so
Is that
it's
what
pretty
you're doing now?
flat,
Okay.
and we also put rocks in there because the bees need somewhere to land in order to drink the water, and if we don't have anything in there, then they could potentially drown. So it's actually a very minimal amount of water. It shouldn't breed mosquitoes. I wouldn't think it would be less than like what a puddle would be.
And in terms of like, I know the example that was in your letter with like the pretty little glass bulbs and everything, but
Yeah.
I can see those being the kids walking the path, picking them
Right.
up and like they're disappearing.
Yeah,
So
so our idea is more black rocks, like that kind of mimic like river rocks. Hopefully we won't, that's why we were kind of wanted to put it in places that were a little bit more away from where traffic would be, so that hopefully, people wouldn't be messing with them. We could potentially glue the stones down. And that would also make sure that they're not getting taken, but also that
they're there for the
it doesn't get tipped or anything like that.
And the QR code, so I'm just trying to balance the like, is that supposed to be on the watering stations? Because then you want them close enough. to
Yeah,
people
no,
walk,
we wouldn't.
or is it separate?
It would be separate.
Okay,
Yeah, because exactly, we wouldn't want people
coming into the
approaching.
garden to like.
Yeah.
And
So-
where are we envisioning putting those?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it'd be something to actually put outside, or if we should have it on display, like somewhere
We
in
can
the
put it on
library when
the
you first walk in.
Yeah.
display board, right?
Yeah,
If you guys made a flyer, it could go on the display
Okay,
board in the
perfect.
lobby.
Yeah.
As one place, or even like when they're installed, so you could talk to Sam and decide if there's another spot in the library that it could be.
yeah, we could even put it on, like a poster board, like, I don't know when you came in, if you saw the poster board of the new, senior center. So I have another stand like that, so if I could get a poster board, we can make like a poster, information thing. And
Yeah.
get it, like around here.
Yeah.
It's a fun place.
Are we getting late in bee season? Are you thinking about doing this in the spring or now?
We were hoping to do it sooner than later, only so that they can then
Get
start
that, right.
thinking about silver, so. I don't know how much it will get utilized this fall, since we are starting to approach when our first frost will be.
Does it
Uh,
survive? Is it okay in the winter? Like, will it?
So we're planning to paint the terracotta pots and then put a seal coating over it, so it should be okay. I
And then
know that was. a
will you
concern of
guys
mine
check
too.
on it periodically, just in case there's breakage or
Yeah, we
whatever?
can do that.
So I know you talked about the QR code, are you gonna have a sign near it to just say what it is and maybe be like, please don't disturb it or something like that, just so people don't see this? Some kids might find this painted
Yeah.
flower pot and like, be like, hey, if you just had a little sign
Mm-hmm.
in there, like, whatever you wanna call it, like, please,
Please enjoy with your eyes.
property of Girl Scout troop, like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good, yeah.
just to discourage kids from
Right.
like.
Look at this cool thing I found.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing is I know Erin in conservation has been working on like the very edge of the garden up there by the driveway, where I think is one of your proposed locations
Right.
when I looked at it. So just being aware to
Okay.
make sure
I
you're
can reach
not
out to
disturbing
them.
whatever's there. Because I don't want to disrupt whatever she's been cultivating. We want to add to the process,
Yeah.
not just subtract somehow. Because she's definitely been trying to put plants there that will support native pollinators.
Mhm.
Just add that in. Anything else?
Sounds great. That's a great idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're all in support.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah.
No, thank you for coming.
Maybe once it's completed, I can actually try to get some of the girls to come and.
I would encourage them to
Present.
come and present. I think
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then I do think if you have to wait till spring, just so feasibility, you can still get them to think about silver before
Yeah,
then. So
yeah.
just, there's a way we can work.
Yeah, yeah.
Having been there.
Mhm.
So thank you, Holly.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Sure. Good luck.
Yeah, are you taking minutes?
Yes.
I realize I wrote down.
None of us did nose good.
Okay, we have 3 sets of minutes to review and approve. Has everyone had a chance to read through the minutes of September 12th? We know Sarah has. Thank you very much for noticing that. Has everyone else had a chance? Any questions? Okay. Let's do these as a bunch. We have the August 14th, 2024 Policy Committee minutes. Does anyone have any questions about those? No. And the October 7th Policy Committee? Okay, let's have a motion to approve all 3 sets of minutes from September 12th, August 14th, and October 7th, 2023.
I move to approve the minutes of prior meetings, September 12th, August 14th, and October 7th, 2024.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, treasurer report.
Okay, I emailed these out just this evening, but so you should have it, Mira. The gift fund has $30,918.65. State aid has $20,022.42. MMDT has $18,696.65. Building gift has $28,505.02. And MBLC grant has the $686,044. And the Barth month ending statement value is $1,702,008.83. Continues to go up.
Great. Good. Thank you, Katrina. All right, friends report.
Okay, the Friends made almost $1,400 this last month, so that would have been August, I think, from the books sale, room sales, which is an increase, and they think maybe the summer reading brought more people in to buy books. If they got their free coupon, then maybe they bought more than just their free books. Their annual meeting is next week. They are working on their slate of officers, trying to figure out who will be, I think there might have been a few open, they haven't finalized that yet, but that will be next week. And they have been publicizing the Friends are looking for new members, board members. Mini golf again is March 14th and 15th. They were trying to send out a newsletter before mini golf, and then I did bring up your reminders about membership, and they said they're working on that. So they will try to use reminders in December to remind people to renew for the coming year. And those were the main ones. But the book sale, the book sale.
Book sale.
The
Book sale's
I
next.
forgot. Yeah, book sale. So that's the main thing.
Is that next week?
Next week? Yeah, so book drop off day is Wednesday, and then set up Thursday, and then starts Friday.
Did they get volunteers?
NHS, I think, is.
And they sent out sign up changes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I haven't
To get that as.
I got it.
cross compared to my calendar yet.
And Sam, if you wanted to, just like, I feel like I'm doing enough. It's like, okay, I think you might be.
Well, Bernier, I'm keeping clean.
All right, thank you, Mira. Are there any questions about the Friends update?
Thank you.
Building update, Sam.
Okay, so for lead, I spoke to Phil on Monday. He's the architect for the project, the one person who's one. So he said he got the last of the questions, they answered them, and they're filing them. And hopefully that's it. So we should know something in a few weeks.
Good, thank you.
Hopefully.
Thank you. Fingers
Moving
crossed.
forward,
Fingers
yeah.
And then, of course, we get a facilities director, nothing happens. Yeah, so nothing at. Sorry, no building issues in cost.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. We'll take that.
Let's ward them, let's
Yeah.
ward the issues off.
Thank
you.
All right, thanks, Sam. Director's report.
All right. So we interviewed Jennifer and James for the System Use Services librarian position. We decided on Jennifer due to her experience at the children's room, and yeah, so we're gonna, and then I'm gonna backfill Jennifer's 19-hour-a-week library tech position with James. And so technically it doesn't end until tomorrow, the open period for it. So I'll submit the paperwork to HR tomorrow, and then hopefully by next week, the week after, it'll be official. And then I'm also gonna submit the paperwork to backfill James's library assistant position. So because he's primarily works down here, we're gonna ask him to kind of spread his time, but he'll actually spend more time down here. And his library assistant position that was down here will move upstairs full time.
Good, I was worried about that,
Yeah,
but he wouldn't be in the team room as much.
Yeah, so he's still gonna stay down here.
multiple hands in there.
Yeah.
It's like they need hit, like he's good at them.
Yeah, so that's the plan. So hopefully next week I'll post the 6 hour per week library assistant job, and that will be a brand new person. So on October 1st, Tyson David with the Wilton Fire Department and a few other firefighters, they came by and they trained the staff in CPR how to use an AED.
Thank you.
Yeah, so pretty much all the staff have been trained and are certified, except for one person who couldn't make it because she had to work their other job. But everybody else is trained.
Excellent.
Yep, and we're also working on getting new AEDs because the one we have is over 10 years old
Ooh,
and doesn't work. So
it is time.
yeah, so
You're gonna get one for the floor.
yeah,
Yeah, so-
George is
yeah.
working on getting one. He's I think the fire chief is sick, so when the fire chief is back and sick, George is going to talk to him and try to get them because you have to get a prescription to actually get them. You need a doctor's and so or a fire chief to do it. So yeah, so they're good. They're working on
And two.
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 One for each.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one for each.
One publicly available down here. Or where will it be done?
Yeah, so I think it actually gets installed in a wall,
I think so.
the new one, and it's connected. It would have to be connected to the
Fire.
fire one.
Good.
So that's what
These are good things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's done. On September 18th, I met with representatives of the Office of the Inspector General. They wanted to talk to everybody in town who's done the CM at risk work. So since the library is the main project that was done, CM at risk and now the senior center. So I went there, Liz went there, town administrator, assistant town administrator, all people from Commodore, we all met with them over at the house. It's smaller than I thought. I've never been in there.
Your house?
The house where they're
With the purple door behind the scenes.
yeah, that's where that's
Oh,
the
it's a house that they took over.
That's the office,
Right,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
so I talked to him about the process, what we went through, how it worked for us. I told him it was pretty good process because it pretty much sets the price ahead of time. And yeah, so he was very impressed. And then I gave him a tour of the library. He thought the library was great. And I attended an MVLC membership meeting in Burlington on September 24th. MVLC offices are probably be moving soon. They have a few different spots they're looking for. Their current spot is pretty small and has no parking. So they're also, because of the pandemic, they learned that a lot of people like working from home, so they might be looking for a smaller space. We also approved a new policy to allow patrons to renew their library accounts online. So now if you get your library card notice, you can go online and renew it yourself.
Already? Like that's been updated already? Yeah.
That's a good setup.
A month too late.
So I've been talking back and forth with Sam. Sam is going through his own college application process. So, but we've decided that it's going to start in January, his STEM project. And it's going to be after school Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've already booked the space on the search room. So that's all we really know right now because he's been working on his college applications. Just left him alone. And Megan and James are also working on offering patrons 3D maker surfaces. So basically we open to anyone, not just teens, and they can give them the codes for what they want and pay for whatever amount of filament they're using. So like printers, but full. So they're hoping to start that as well in January. I'm also in discussions. I met with them today and I sent out the demo to Megan and James and Diane and Jennifer for Comics Plus. It's an online comic book service. So there are thousands of comic books. You can use it at the same time as anyone else. It's free. New comic books get added every week. And it's only like 1,000 books. So I met with them today and I gave the demos to Mike and everybody and just wait on their feedback, and then if everybody agrees, we'll purchase it. And I sent the draft of the library emergency management plan to the police chief and the fire chief. I'm just waiting on their notes.
Thanks for doing that.
Thanks, Sam.
Yep. Then the rest of stats, we're doing pretty well, financially doing well. The FY 26 budget is going to be due soon, so I know that on Monday, they were supposed to talk with the finance committee about what exactly we're looking for, and then we're expecting either this week or next week for Ryan to send us the requirements so that I can just create a proposal to send out. So once I do that, I'll send it to you guys to review.
Sounds good.
Cool. I had a question about the circulation.
Yeah.
I was curious that we had 600 more people than last year, but 1,500 fewer things checked out. And I'm wondering, I'm not asking it's a bad thing, just like curious, is circulation more at that 11.6 range? Because I don't see it month to month in 2024, so I can't tell. And if so, are people coming more to like go to meetings, hang out, stuff like that? Like what
I think we're getting more people going to meetings, programs, coming to spaces.
I'm gonna say all the kids coming in after school too is
Yeah.
increasing.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
goes up and down. It's
Mhm.
I mean, it was a flood here the other day. I was here at dismissal time.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing how many people are coming. I'm like, it's like we are a community like building and not just there for circulation. So I was just curious about whether that's kind of a trend that you're seeing is more people, fewer things checked out. Yeah, it's just
Does the circulation include things that are electronic? Checkouts?
no, it's on these whole things. At the end of the year, in the errors, I put down all the electronic
Yeah.
stuff.
The end of the school year, right?
Yeah.
So you just submitted that?
So I'm part of that. I come fairly often, but I don't get physical things, but I do always have something electronic on my phone, so I'm not getting counted in that.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I took
Still
the
work.
work. And I
Yeah.
always take a book out every time I go.
Of course. Yeah. I was just like last year, the numbers were different. So
Yeah.
like when we were open and there was no COVID and stuff. So I was just curious about if is that a big thing? Is there a trend you're seeing? Anything like that?
Interesting. I'm sure it comes in.
Yeah. All right. Does anyone have any questions for Sam about his report? No. Sam, that was a lot. Thank you. Good luck.
Well, Jean retired on me.
Oh, yeah. How was the party?
I didn't get to go. I had to go. Very nice.
Like, I heard it was great and that very appreciative.
My neighbor stayed. She was only on the other one for a little bit. She's 90 something. And then she stayed and had a great time. So I inspire her. She used to be a librarian and she just loves seeing everyone else. Yeah.
I was here the last day just to just check in with Jean, and there was like everyone from the past of Rivenhore Library was coming out of the woodwork to see her. It was great.
There's so many flower deliveries that
A lot of flowers. It was a florist.
A nice little clap off order at the end.
That's nice.
Yeah, except that because it's Jean, she pulled it out for any of the other staff could
Get out.
get out and clap for her, but it's fine, we got there.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sam. Mike, how about your report?
Oh, man, I feel like I should go first because
Right. Note taken for next week's month's agendas.
it is gonna be a lot shorter. Because aside from the normal catalog and stuff that we've been doing, the only other thing I've noticed, I attended a tech services user group yesterday for FBLC over Zoom. So that was interesting to see all the other catalogers in the FBLC and basically just talk about. There's like some administrative stuff that sometimes people can pick some issues that we try to help with, I guess. But that's about it for me.
Anyone have any questions for Mike?
Don't. But you're going up first.
All right, moving on to old business, so clearly we'll start with, the internet policy before I forget. So the last time we met, we reviewed the internet policy and we all kind of agreed it was ready to go, but then we didn't vote on it, so, let's do that. Would someone like to make a motion?
Do we want to pull it up so everyone can see what the current state is, just to remind ourselves?
Yeah.
Just to make sure we're ready to vote. Thanks, Sam. I'd like to know what I'm voting on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great. And if you scroll down, that was the paragraph we were. Right. Okay. I move we approve the internet policy as written.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
So there's four of us, someone else gotta do these things.
Right. Who,
I move.
you moved and,
I second.
Sarah seconded.
alright,
So do I change the approved date to
Yeah, let's do
today?
it.
So Sam, you'll have to read something, okay. So what's today, October 10th?
There you go.
Thank you. Beautiful. All right, any other old
Just
business?
make sure any
Sorry.
comments are. We'll do that.
Yeah, we're not,
When we do them all.
yeah,
All right, what is the next?
any other we're still in old business and those, yes, so any other old business?
I don't have.
Okay. New business, forward policies. Starting with library usage. Sarah, I know, Steph's not here, and Chris isn't here. So you were the spokesperson for policy. When you were reviewing this, were there any conversations about the substance of it?
No, it was more just like small, slight word changes, which we are tracking.
Mhm.
And there was a question about service animals.
Mhm.
So there was a sentence under personal conduct. It said trained service animals assisting the handicapped. We're taking that out.
Mhm.
Are not considered pets and always welcome to the library. We just wanted to make sure service animals was the correct wording. It is, okay. And the other changes are all just small, like, word choices.
Have we reviewed these against like other libraries in our area, their policies? Any of these, not just this one specifically.
We did the first time around.
Yeah. I did, do people still send fax? Sam, is that still?
Yes.
Okay. And, oh, and then this last paragraph, the area in front of library entrance is intended for loading and unloading of passengers. That's no longer relevant. Because the front of the library is all parking spaces, right?
Yeah.
So we
That is
should take
true.
that out?
Yeah.
Okay. So does anyone have any questions or can I approve these changes?
There's access to our materials with everybody with the Massachusetts library card, right? Not just Met PLC one.
Yeah.
So that top line.
Mm-hmm. What should that read? Did you need to delete this?
Thank you.
Can I accept it then?
What is it?
Anyone with a valid library card.
That's
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts library card?
Correct.
Is that what it is?
Well, technically, you can be in another state too.
You can check out stuff from our library with a library card from like Maine.
No.
No.
But there are some people who work in Massachusetts but live in New Hampshire to get a library card.
So that one letter.
Yeah, because we're so close to New Hampshire.
So wait, anyone with a Massachusetts library card? I thought it had to be within our network.
there's a thing in Massachusetts where where you can get something for an MBLC I forget the word, like not regulated, but affiliated
Okay.
library.
They broadened
They
the
did.
access
Mhm.
to
Okay,
libraries
okay, so,
recently.
okay.
So would it be MBLC something?
I would just say valid library.
Okay.
And the library extends access to materials to everyone with a valid library
I'm
card?
gonna say, I'm not, if someone comes in on vacation from Nevada, they're like, can I check out a book? You're probably not gonna, it's probably
It's a
not.
valid library card that our system accepts is really what it is, right?
So
Did you say Massachusetts residents? I mean, that's really what it is.
yeah, but you don't have to be a resident of Massachusetts.
They're still valid library card.
That's true.
What have we said on
And if there was something
borrowing
else where we
privilege?
said, where's the?
Where's the
We've
borrowing
said
privilege?
Something like this before.
I know, we have this, we just talked about it.
I'm looking up where I'm looking at.
This is
Gonna
like,
need help getting
where
back.
can I can't ever find the
It's
policy
just a valid library
in
card.
there. Again, because if you're like Arkansas and you come here and you have a valid library card, but you can't check your books.
But it's not a valid library.
This is a resident of a town served by, so this is wrong too then. A resident of a town served by MBLC who has obtained a library card in accordance may use the card in Littleton. But if it's changed, then we need to change this too.
When did we update this?
We just updated the borrowing privileges in September.
Great.
This thing below it says, yeah.
They're the only network I know that doesn't. So
I mean, valid as in our system accepts it. It's really what we're trying to get at.
Like underneath that, it says the library extends reciprocal borrowing privileges to residents of the Commonwealth who reside in communities that offer state certified library service. That's what.
Under borrowing
In the borrowing,
privileges.
that's how it.
Can
yeah.
we copy those into
That's just
this
so,
one?
so many sentences to say one little thing.
I
it
know.
seems, though.
Again, we have 36 member libraries.
Was that?
36 member libraries are moving all these.
I didn't mean that. I meant like, just trying to say.
Can you go back
Whose
to
library?
borrowing? Yes, just to.
We should probably not say dash 2022 either on the policies. On our website, but
So it's those two paragraphs you're there.
yeah,
Need to like incorporate somehow to the
to a very,
library
to a civil
services one.
So I don't know if that. Link down there, I don't know if patrons are gonna be able to see that. Cause I think you have to have a work. Email to access the MBSC share. Point.
Yeah, we did have that problem.
We did have that. I thought we fixed it though.
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
so we're solving the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the SharePoint's not gonna
Yeah.
open. Unless you have a valid.
For other people.
So it looks like maybe we need to fix this one.
I think, didn't you put it on the website?
Yeah, I was looking at it on the website.
That's actually true.
Anyway, back to the usage.
Yep.
Should we add the borrowing privileges, residents Commonwealth reside in community, like, should we add that into this one so it's consistent?
Or something like an MVLC library card or a community that offers reciprocal service because of the MBLC.
Or could we just extend with a valid library card as outlined in our borrowing privileges policy?
Yeah. That one.
So
So instead of MBLC, a valid library card as outlined in our borrowing privilege.
it's a lot of words.
On the other hand, we still have a few borrowing things.
So access to materials to everyone with a valid library card as,
As described in our borrowing privileges policy. I think is what it's called. Double check.
Yes.
Borrowing privileges.
as far as the borrowing privileges policy, I think if we take off the 2022 and we take it from Friday, but it's already published.
Sam will have to recall.
Yeah, okay. And maybe just take away the SharePoint link,
Take away the what?
the SharePoint link. That's in the like 6th paragraph.
It's above registration.
Okay, so delete this.
Yeah, just delete the whole line. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so back to library usage.
Okay, I think I'm good. I just see the question from Steph under personal conduct. Questioning the word determines.
Sam, what's the right word to use in this instance? I believe feels too wishy-washy to me.
I think determines works.
I think determines is better.
Determines?
Yep, we'll keep it.
It's easy to establish it,
Do I need to word a law here?
I don't have any more questions.
So are we okay with the changes, like in the event that any property instead of the property in May?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, service animals, we're good with that. Any other changes?
Is there an extra? What's this? Dash or is that a space?
Dash.
Where my cursors?
Long, it's just long dash, no space. That's for the, I don't know.
It looks like an edit. That's all.
I never know when there's supposed to be spaces with dashes.
Including size. Okay.
All right, and then I'm going to change the name.
All right, I move, unless there's further discussion, to approve the library usage policy.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's just a mention like hours of operation. The library will be closed for all town holidays. We were just talking about the Friday of Thanksgiving. Is that considered a town holiday if they approve it? In which case, what this is saying is that we don't have to do anything because it just will be closed.
I don't think it's considered it's.
Okay.
And it's not. I don't think it's.
The day after.
Yeah, because it's not any kind of policy. It's
Yeah, I
just
don't think it's
something-
in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, what was the, so
That is okay.
it's okay
Yeah.
to say town holiday?
Yeah.
Okay,
And those are the meaning there being, it's pointing to the human resources policies where they've outlined what they are.
I can't tell whether that and every, what that's gonna look like after the changes. Is it just and space every?
yes,
Okay, great.
I don't know why the dash it there.
No, that's fine, I mean, but.
We just wanted it was a weird wording before.
Cool.
It's perfect.
So we good with that?
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah, maybe those including open to.
Should that be? The library may close as emergencies, so dictate.
Yeah, that's better.
Emergencies.
Yeah. So dictate singular.
So dictate.
Mhm. Yeah, authorize special closing, and you can authorize that without. No, you must consult with a trustee.
The
It's
emergency.
those two lines that feel like they maybe are conflict each other.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. Okay.
The director does this and the director also talks to us.
They may authorize it, but only if they consult with us. Is what those two sentences kind of say.
Should they be combined in the same paragraph to?
Is it typical, I mean, I'm just wondering, is it typical that a director has to consult with the trustees in order to close the library? Is that a typical thing?
At other libraries?
Yeah.
It kind of varies. Usually it depends on the type of government. So usually the director consults with the town administrator
Mhm.
and then brings it up with the trustees.
Right, okay.
That's how I've always done it. It's usually I communicate with the town administrator and then
Yeah,
I say the town's closing.
I just don't want to handcuff you here. But if it was like, you wouldn't want someone who's not you to be like willy-nilly, oh, we're gonna close the library, I gotta go to town, or something like that, right? So that's where
I think that's
backup comes in.
yeah, this, like, I think in the past, I think other previous directors before me just decided to close and that angered people at the town.
Yeah,
Well, and should we specify that you should be speaking to the town administrator's office? Consulting with us, but also them.
Yeah, I think the way it's,
I mean, you've always done it.
yeah, I think.
I'm thinking the next thing,
yeah.
not that I want you to leave. I'm not saying,
No, yeah,
like-
no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I think,
That seems like a town, that seems like a town down policy.
right?
Like, I don't think it needs to be in here. I think that's something like the town administrator should.
Advises
should-
the director.
Right, should.
Okay, here goes the other.
That's a
one.
rule,
That's
the
really
town
what you're saying.
manager should make it Sam.
I mean, the only time that Sam has to make it unilaterally without the town administrators, if we have Saturday opening and the town is closed.
Right.
So
It
like,
happens.
Sam does need to have ability to make
Yeah.
it with consultation of the board who's governing him then.
Yeah,
So I think it's fine as is.
okay. I'm okay with also just saying there instead of his, her there, but.
It's fine.
His, her.
Would it, should it say, like, should try to consult? Like, what if you guys aren't available during the situation?
It does say must.
Yeah.
It doesn't say shall.
Let's say shall.
Am I taking on his, her, sorry?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just make
it's
it.
just there.
Okay, so now what should we make it must or shall?
Well, shall means they have to consult.
Oh, it's the opposite of what, so it's the
Must
opposite.
is a, we're strongly telling Sam she needs to call us first.
Instead of shall, it's like a
But
shall.
shall means it's a have to
What a
do,
weird legal thing.
right?
Yeah, it sounds.
It's
like-
not a shall.
Yeah,
However, Sam has always been good about
okay,
doing so before
Um,
closing, at least in my experience as chair, it's called.
okay, and you know how to get in touch with all of us? You have our phone, yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
If not, we should fix that.
You know, he was suddenly worried that none of the six of us are available to be like, yeah, Sam, that's fine.
In the life of a cell phone users,
Yeah.
I feel like it would be weird for none of us to pick up.
So is there,
Unless it's an emergency
Well,
that's
yeah, in a hurricane.
really like bad. You may close in a hurricane,
Yeah.
like like the ones just experienced in
Yeah.
the south.
Go ahead.
is there a list when you're absent, when you're absent for senior staff?
Yeah, is it go to
With the
Mike
emergency
and then Jen?
management plan, I just.
Ooh, I like it.
Next.
You're next in line. Do you have our numbers?
I might have some of them.
All right, you need to fix
Yeah,
it. Needs to be an emergency plan of where to find the trustee number.
Yeah, that's a good
apparently.
idea too.
Okay, I have all your emails, so.
Yeah,
That's not fast.
it's not what you need though.
For us old people that I just check it once in a while, it doesn't bother.
And on the weekend, I'm the worst.
So we get.
I like get off my email. Do not ask me.
All right.
I'm just. You okay? That is all fine. For the, how,
I can't,
notifying
I
the
was gonna
public.
say after we do that.
We'll correct it and
Notification and, can you accept those?
just accept it and then we'll,
And then we'll look at it. All the ends and stuff. Okay, so then we need a few
There's-
more commas and a few fewer ands. Okay. To
yeah, there's a lot of ands in this.
leave a notification on voicemail and a note, is that implication and a notification on the library's website? Maybe there could be a comma after website.
That's good.
Okay, let me check that. Moving down to the next question, I believe we updated the number of staff minimum was
When we
lower
moved
than
here.
3, lower than 4,
It was.
and it's now 4. So I think this is already the updated number since we've moved to this library. Is that still the number that it should be, Sam?
Are there ever times where there's fewer than 4 here? Okay.
So 4 is still correct?
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
good.
Are we good?
Any other questions on this? No? Okay.
I move to approve the hours of operation policy.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do the hours, our current hours of operation seem to work for patrons
Other than that, they don't want Sundays.
other than they want Sundays?
Does everybody, is that like a person that talks about Sundays a lot, or is it? I've heard of a lot.
I've heard from people. I know how much influence that one person has.
I mean, it'd be great, but I'm just wondering whether there's like a, you know,
No.
I have heard from families who are wishing it was also Sunday.
People just kind of like with the yoga people that come on Wednesdays, we've had people showing up down here that aren't supposed to come in.
wait, on Wednesday?
Like pre 10 a.m.
Yeah. So people, or like when I had the staff meeting, somehow, one of the community people came in and like 3 other people followed them in.
Oh,
People just always find their way in. If the doors open just a little bit, people will find their way in. So I
I
think people
love the
just,
library.
yeah, they just want to.
Guys are so warm and cozy here. Did you invite them in for first aid training?
Okay, confidentiality of records policy. Have we just double checked the code of ethics, the ALA, Article 3 still?
Does it still exist and say what we think it does?
And then Sam, that the question that Steph has here,
Right, just tuning this, tuning.
I think no.
No. No.
Wait, say the question she has?
Do parents have,
Right, to access.
I don't think it's a
children's
right-
information.
I mean, I think if they have their login information, they do.
Yeah, I mean, technically they could.
But they can't ask.
But they can't
can't
ask the
ask
library
us.
circulation
Right.
staff for it.
Yeah,
Like,
so the first line stands.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only a yes if the parent has retained login.
Yeah, which is
Information,
their own
which is their own
thing,
decision,
yeah.
but the staff does not hand out this information. I'm pretty sure that's also covered in the children and
Yes, I think so.
privacy.
Yeah,
Of ALA.
in which case I think I'm good with this.
I'm good with it. That's right. Children do retain the right of their information to remain private. Their borrowing
This is where that,
history.
yeah,
It's very explicit, actually.
yeah, that's good. Okay, Sarah, you looking that thing up?
I'm trying to find it.
Okay,
I mean, I'm on the website, I just can't find that statement.
yeah. I don't know how old that is.
Article 3 of the code of ethics.
You just search this thing and see if it's still.
Oh, is that's where, that's the right line. Did you just Google that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that is what it is. It's still right.
Okay.
We're good. Does anyone else have any questions about the confidentiality of records policies?
Can we resolve Stephanie's question? I guess?
Yes.
And then adding dashes and comma, random.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion to approve?
Oh, right, sorry. I move to approve the confidentiality of records policy.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much, policy committee.
Thank you.
Plugging away, really appreciate it.
Do we have 3 more for next time?
The big one that we're going to do next time, which we haven't set a date for, is code of conduct, because you asked that we have that by the end of
That's
the year.
right.
And we don't have anything yet, so
No.
that
Well, we'll do one.
that will be that we do for next time.
That makes sense.
That's fine. Okay. Next we have early closing for special town meeting. Sam,
So the special town meeting is taking place on October 29th. We'll close at 8 that night. Town meeting be before that, so I'd like permission to close at 4 that night, so that staff may attend. Staff.
I think it was a 4 or 5 previously.
Can't remember.
Okay.
I feel like we should be consistently picking the same time.
Yeah. I think it may have been 5, but
4 seems early.
yeah.
What time is town meeting?
7.
Oh. How about that?
Can we put this in our banks for next time? This spring? Because now that they're not Mondays, we're constantly gonna end up with this question, so I just wanna make sure we're consistent with that timing.
And the people that go to, most of them live in Littleton, so they can get home and have some dinner or whatever.
And if they don't live in Littleton, they're already at town meeting.
Right, yes.
Except for them. And Mike in his absence. Or wait, you're in town.
Yeah, he hasn't been in town soon, so.
I'm counting.
Oh, you moved there?
It.
All right, I don't blame you. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay, so you asked. Okay, so would someone, do we need to make a motion for this? Yes.
I move that the library closes at 5 p.m. on October 29th, 2024 for town meeting, special town meeting.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, okay. Is there any other business?
Should
Yes,
we?
in the same vein.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to
So-
discuss Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, I did mention to the town administrator or department head meeting the other day that, I asked him whether or not, if he knows that the town's gonna close the day after. So I'd like, to suggest that maybe we say we close the day after Friday, November 29th. If the town decides to offer the town employees that day off as well. And also, we've always closed at 4 p.m. on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, if we could close at 4 p.m. either way.
Should we take them separate?
Sure. Unless
I don't even know
Sure.
the date, so give me a second.
So Wednesday, the 27th, November 27th is 4 p.m.
Okay, so I move that we close the library at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, November 27th.
I
27th.
second, sorry.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then the 29th is
This is if, right?
dependent
Yes.
on the select board doing the same for all town employees.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so I move that the library close on November 29th, 2024. Dependent, that's the word I'm looking for. If the select board votes to close town for the same date. For Thanksgiving. That is a very poorly worded.
Feel free to make it look. That was good.
Closing town only if town does.
Yeah.
Select board has the control still here.
I second.
All in favor?
Alright.
Aye. Okay, there you go. You got
Thank
the- Yep. Any other business?
Did we decide, just looking ahead, are we gonna talk about,
Christmas.
yeah, when you might wanna like poke the town administrator, I guess?
We do have a November 14th meeting, so we can.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Is there, I feel like there's a conflict, but.
on the 14th.
There is, it's sweets and sweets.
Oh, gosh.
So that's, Mir, does that affect you now?
But it affects half the board.
Right.
I also have another meeting that night.
Yeah.
To choose between, so, we could potentially look at changing that date.
I think we should because.
Yeah.
I,
Okay, that is a good thing to bring up for other business. Should we look at our calendars? Okay, so that's not anything.
Do we want to keep it that week? We could also. do
Or
the
push it out
next week,
Thursday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that I know where I am.
the 20th, that would be the 21st.
Yeah.
I can do the 21st.
Mira, can you do the 21st?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's 4 of us.
It is the day before the high school play. You're gonna be okay with that?
Nope,
Parents
but-
of high school play people?
I may not be, but if,
Yes, I'm okay, Amby has like this has a part, so, yeah. Lauren has a part.
it's more the other volunteer roles that get ready for that, for me, but. I will attend, intend to be here on the 21st, we'll put it that way. And do my best to be here.
14th and 21st.
It's not.
Is there another day that's better? No.
We could move it up a week, the 7th, we could move it up to,
Cause then we can't get the bar,
what?
then we don't really get the barth in time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so why don't we put it on the
And
14th?
putting it 1 week later might mean the select board makes a decision.
That's true.
The, end of December holidays.
Yep,
Closures.
So 21st.
we have to vote on it, I think,
Oh, yes.
but how's it work for you, Sam?
Does that work for you? We forgot a very important person in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. I move to reschedule our November trustee meeting to November 21st at 6:30.
I second, sorry.
Let's, all in favor?
Aye.
Who else read, so Steph and, I'll make sure I send out an email just about that tomorrow.
I think that's
Yeah. Let me just make myself.
the sweets and sweets are like.
I didn't have it that night.
Hold on, I think it's the 7th. Did we just back ourselves up?
Why do I have it on the 14th?
I don't have it on the
I
14th.
was like, I don't have it on the 14th, but I assumed they didn't put it in, but Lauren has it in her own calendar on the 7th.
It's on the 7th. So we're fine on the 14th.
Let's retroactively scratch that.
So just leave this one part off. and-
Yes, I redact my prior motion.
I have another meeting on the 14th.
Oh, you have it.
I have another meeting that I was gonna have to choose
Okay,
between.
so then they're fine. Just do it to the
Are
21st.
you moving
Is
into?
the 21st okay with everybody?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I can do both of them.
it may not be for me, but we'll get Chris or, get Chris or Steph here and you'll still have a
I
quorum.
was gonna say, you could be chair on the 14th if we did on the 14th.
Is that because I'm treasurer?
Sure, you could be chair, whatever.
Yes, somebody could share.
For the 14th and someone else.
So I think you need to check with Chris and Sam.
Why don't you check?
I mean, Steph,
We
sorry.
made it so we can open it to either date you guys.
But I feel like it's not fair to change it and then have them both say that they're not available.
Yeah,
So
okay. I'll check tomorrow.
And
then-
we just have to post the meeting, whatever the days are in advance, right?
Yeah.
So we're okay
It's
with
fine.
either date. I don't know if we,
So we need to like vote to say it's gonna be one of those 2 dates and then,
No.
okay, we'll be all right.
we have both open.
Yeah.
We never took the 7th off the count.
So I'm just gonna delete this whole
Just-
conversation.
Yes.
In a minute.
Yes. All right.
We redact our fire statement.
Okay. I was only saying you'd be chair because you have been chair, but that's.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be chair if you
Whatever.
can't be. I was just joking.
Yeah.
Anyone else wants to practice being chair or try it out? This is a great opportunity.
Okay, is there any other business? Okay. Any trustee updates?
The Janet Appelfeld program.
That was lovely.
It was so good.
And the book is so good.
Yeah.
I've never heard a story from a child's perspective, like being that young, living through it. It was fascinating. She was just such a delightful presenter. I was thankful that that came to the library. I'm going to the annual trustee meeting. Is it this weekend? It's next weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you guys there.
Or my carpool too.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think they typically have a new trustee
They
orientation
but I haven't
after,
heard about that.
but I don't know, I haven't heard that it's actually happening.
What is the meeting called, sorry?
I
Annual
can look at it.
Massachusetts Trustees,
MLTA
MLT.
annual conference.
I'm the least organized person here, whatever this can
Okay. That's a good thing.
be.
I am also going to that. And, that's funny, when you do NLTA annual conference, you both come up with the Massachusetts Library Trustees Association and Minnesota Land Title Association. Yes, they both have annual conferences.
Intriguing.
Yeah. I went.
We're not going to that one.
I watched the webinar, the ALA webinar, Banned Books 101, the library boards and trustees need to know. And as much as we have kind of been through the process and we know a lot of these things, it was really helpful as a review. It also mentioned that they have something called ALA Academy, which is open to everybody, where if you want to learn about a specific topic, you can just go and watch kind of a short video about that. It's very organized and awesome. And they also are very open to just talking to individuals if you ever have questions or anything like that. So
Yeah, those are definitely good
yeah.
ones to attend when you can.
Yeah. And like even having done them, it's a good reminder because
Yeah.
it's not something we deal with all the time. So
It's like getting it ingrained in you.
yeah. That's all I have. All right. Anything? It's fine. Okay. Cool. We'd like to have a thank you, everyone. Motion to adjourn.
And motion to adjourn.
Wait a second. Beat me to that one.
All in
You only have to
favor?
change it.
I